Good morning, everyone. This is Ashmeet, and thank you for joining this session. Today is the second day of the webinar series, and where we'll be completing the motivational theories. Like in the previous session, we finished things and that would help us fight against stress. Today we will be studying about the theories of motivation. So it's from the perspective of a manager, like how a manager could manage his employees in such a way that there is a benefit everywhere and there is a welfare of him as well as the crowd that he is managing. So this is the topic for today's session, and so as we all know that everything is based on some theories. Like there are people who have done ample research on some topic and they have presented their views, and these two theories are also that like there is some research that has been conducted and that has been done, and but these researches, these theories like prevail in the management sphere where people belong to management. So these can be applied to anywhere. Okay, these can be applied to anywhere wherever we want to manage the things. And please share this with the your friends and people, and we'll start at 10:05 and we'll wait for all the participants to join. And I want everybody to be there, and I also want to welcome all of you in this session. Today we'll be completing Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and there is one more, the theory X and Y. So all these work in the premises of management, where a manager manages people. So please share this with your friends, and like yesterday many people were talking about asking for certificates. Yes, we do give certificates, but we'll be giving that once we finish the webinars, probably at the last day. will be sharing the certificates with you all. And for that you need to fill the feedback form, and so that's good. And so we'll start at 10:05. We'll wait for the participants to join. And this is again a very interesting session. And we'll start at 10:05. And thank you everyone for joining the session. So as I was saying, so it was a session where we'll be covering two theories, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and another one is theory X and Y. So all these are again motivational theories. So we started with stress management, and the rest three of the webinars are themed on the topic that is motivation. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a really nice way of looking at things. This will let us know how people get motivated, what motivates people. Okay, and not only that, the other theory will tell how we can manage people, what are the basic beliefs that we have in managing people, and that will be covering in this topic. So as we all know, everything is based on some theory. Like in music also, it is based on some ragas, okay, and some theories. Painting also, there are some theories. In poetry also, there are rhythm, okay, there are rhyming schemes, and then there are some figures of speeches, okay. So similarly, in every field there are theories, and by understanding that theory, the things become quite easier to manage as well as to understand or execute. Okay, so let us start. So first theory that we'll be covering today is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So before understanding the hierarchy, let us go through the types of need that Maslow has described. Okay, he believes that there are few categories of needs, and that must be fulfilled, okay, in order to reach the higher or the lower lower needs. So let us understand. So this statement will be refined. This is just the fundamental statement, and this statement will be refined further, okay, and once we complete this, okay. And so let us start. So the first need that Maslow tries to describe is physiological needs. So need, I think we can understand the need, what the word need means. Need means is desire. Need means the urgency. Like if I'm thirsty, my need is water. If I'm hungry, my need is food, okay. So if I am frustrated, my need is peace, right? So this is what need is. And Maslow has categorized needs into different criterias. different topics in different you know headings. So the first kind of need that he has described is physiological needs. Physiological needs. So you can understand itself from the word physiological. Okay, this is something that is that will be related to physiology. And for example, food, drink, shelter, warmth, sleep, sex, sleep. Okay, and these needs are basically are the need for physical survival. Okay, there are physiologists, right? What they do, they work with the body, they apply some ointment, and they help us do some exercises to cure the body. So similarly, physiological needs are those needs that are required for the physical survival, to sustain the life. The first is food. I think it is the primary need. If we do not have food, the quality of life will decrease, and eventually we may die. Drink is important. We need water, right? If we can't have water, okay, if we do not have water, we may not survive, okay, for a longer period of time. If we do not have food, we may survive, but if we do not have water for a longer period of time, it is sure that we are going to die. Then there is a shelter, like we need home, okay, we need house to live, okay. And then there is a warmth, okay, we need physical peace, okay. We need like in winters we get some cloths, heavy cloths or winter clothes or jackets, okay, so to maintain the body temperature, okay. So that is also a need. Then there is a sleep is essential. We require that, okay, that updates the body, that rejuvenates the body. And then there is sex is also a need, okay, because like this is how we have been designed. And then there is again sleep, so that's a misprint. So all these are examples of physiological needs, okay, and which has been described by Maslow: food, drink, shelter, warmth, sleep, and sex. Okay, so and at the same time, if we do not fulfill these needs, what is going to happen is the requirement, the want for these needs will increase, okay. The wants for these needs will be increasing. The more we do not satisfy the needs, the more will be the need. Like if we are hungry for 1 month, and then we can imagine how much hungry we will be, okay, we will be starved, right? And then we can imagine like what kind of things might come to us, okay. If we do not have had water for 1 week, we can imagine what kind of requirement our body would have. If we haven't slept for 1 month, then we can imagine what kind of sleep, okay, what extent of sleep is what your body will be asking for. So again, it happens with sex also, okay. So this is need for physical survival. Physiological needs are those needs which are required for physical survival, and this is the first category of needs by Maslow. Then there is safety need. The second categorization by Maslow is safety need. What are safety needs? These are psychological needs. Individuals' psychological needs. First was the physiological needs that were related to the body, survival of the human body, and then this is psychological need. What is that? Basically, it is security and safety. If you want to classify this broadly, this can be classified into two things, that is security and safety. Okay, so what else is that? If we try to understand it further, we will understand order, predictability and control in our lives, okay, emotional security, freedom from fear, social stability, property, health and well-being, financial security, law and order. All these come under safety needs, okay. And this security and safety can be fulfilled by a family and society, like school, business, medical care, etc. So these kinds of need are basically the need that gives the feeling of security and safety. Like we have a family, there is law and order, there is a government that is governing, our finances are good, our health is good, our well-being is there, we have a property, okay, we have a social stability, we have a good relations with our neighbors, society, we have a good reputation there in the society, right? And freedom from where? Freedom from fear, that is also important. There is no fear, okay, we are living in a society without fear, that is also a need. Emotional security, we have someone to love, okay, we have a family, okay, and we have many other people, or many, in fact some places that we love to be there, okay. And order and predictability, this is important. And control in our lives, we should have some order in our life, predictability, like if we are doing something, there is a sure shot outcome that is going to come, right? And control in our lives. So in the previous session we have learned that when there is no control in our life, personal life, we start moving towards stress, okay. So order, predictability and control in our lives, if these are the needs, emotional security, freedom from the social stability, property, financial, law and order, all these are safety needs. And then there is a third category of need, that is love and belongingness needs, okay. So you can understand, like belongingness is a need, love is a need. So each one of us requires some kind of belongingness, okay. Will belong to society, we belong to family, okay. So what are the needs there? Friendship, examples are friendship, trust, acceptance, intimacy, okay, receiving and giving affection and love. So all these are belongingness and love needs, okay. Acceptance is important, okay. We can imagine when somebody rejects us, what kind of things that, if we love somebody and he or she rejects us, we can imagine what kind of thing there. Intimacy, okay, there are few people with whom we can have some intimacy, they can understand us, okay, we can understand them, and there is something that is going on. And then there is friendship. Friendship is important, we want to belong to a group of people, or we want to belong to somebody, okay. Then receiving and giving affection and love, this is important, okay. We might have some good relation with someone, and there what happens, we give affection and receive affection and we give love. So this is the third category. And then there is a fourth category, that is esteem needs. This is important. So what are esteem needs? Esteem needs, esteem for oneself, okay. Esteem needs can be categorized into two parts, esteem for oneself and desire for reputation and respect from others. These are the two needs according to Maslow, okay. So esteem for oneself, which simply means mastery, dignity, achievement and independence. So esteem for oneself is, what are the example? Mastery, dignity, self-respect, achievement and independence. When there is a feeling of achievement and we can independently perform our duties, then our esteem needs are met. Dignity you can understand, okay. Self-respect you can understand, okay. Mastery you can understand, if we have done a mastery over a subject and there is a feeling comes, okay, and that feeling satisfied the esteem for oneself needs. Then there is desire for reputation. The second type is desire for a reputation and respect from others. So this is the feeling, this is very strong feeling in children and adolescents, okay. Maslow has come to this conclusion that the second kind of esteem need, that is desire for reputation and respect, is more important for children and adolescents, okay. So this is more important for children and adolescents then self-esteem. Okay, so what is desire for reputation and respect for others? This is status, prestige. Okay, as because children are forced to follow certain kind of rule and discipline, and probably that's why the need of reputation and respect from others are more as compared to adults. Okay, so these were the esteem needs. And then there is cognitive needs. Cognitive needs are important. This includes exploration. Okay, like we see on YouTube, there are plenty of videos. Okay, what we do where people go on a bike ride and they explore things. And then there is curiosity. Curiosity is a need as well. Curiosity means to understand the things that are not understood to us, like to explore the things, like what is that, how it happens, what is going there, and so on. Then there is need for meaning. Okay, this is important. There are many questions in young people brain, that who we are, who am I, why I'm there on the earth. Okay, what is the meaning of that? So it is quite close to curiosity. Okay, and we can understand what is that. Okay, then knowledge and understanding is also important. We need to understand the things. Knowledge is also important. Okay, to have a good knowledge is cognitive needs. Okay, because knowledge is power. And then predictability is important. If we know all the things, okay, about anything, okay, then we can predict where it is going to be, where it will be there after 10 years or 5 years. Suppose if we have started doing MBA now, what would happen after 2 years, we can at least predict. Okay, so cognitive needs are basically the needs that satisfied when the cognitive abilities of the brain are utilized or brain are met. Okay, and then there is aesthetic needs. Aesthetics, that simply means the needs that satisfied by beauty. Okay, for example, balance, form, appreciation, and search for beauty. These are aesthetic needs. Balance, what do you mean by balance? When the things are in proper order. Okay, if the colors are balanced, black and white, okay, bright and dark. Then form, okay, what kind of form it is, whether it is following phi or golden ratio or not, or what is happening there, right? Like we may look at super bikes and we can imagine how balanced it is, how it is formed. Okay, what is the structure? Even we can look at a sari and we can imagine, right, what kind of balance is there, what kind of form it is taking, like patola sarees of Gujarat, right? So you can imagine. And then appreciation and search for beauty. So this is also a need. There is a need, according to Maslow, that we appreciate beauty. There is a need. This is a need. We need to see beauty. Okay, we need to look for beauty. Okay, and beauty can be anything which is in the form of a golden ratio, and that is phi. Appreciation is also there. Search for beauty. Okay, so appreciation is important. We need to see beautiful things so that we appreciate. Okay, and we search for this. Okay, beauty. So this is aesthetic needs. And then there is self-actualization needs. So these are the semi-final needs. We will understand that. What is fulfillment when we have achieved everything. And then there is realizing personal potential is also self-actualization needs. Okay, and then seeking personal growth and peak experience, this is also self-actualization need. Then the desire to become everything one is capable of becoming. So self-actualization is when we become something, okay, from where we do not want to become anything. For instance, if you want to be an IAS officer and you become an IAS officer, then that's and this is the final thing you have required in life, you've needed in life, that is self-actualization, self-fulfillment, realizing personal potential. Okay, जब हमें समझ में आ जाता है that we have come to know, okay, that this is the last thing that I need in life. Okay, this is the biggest thing I need in life. Yes, I'm satisfied. Okay, seeking personal growth and peak experience. Peak experience, you can imagine, the highest form of experience that we can have in our life, and then to become everything one is capable of becoming. So this is what we have explained right now. And then there is a last one, that is transcendence need. So this is something quite related to spirituality. The examples are mystical experience. We go in meditation and we in trance, we see many things, probably other worlds. Okay, experience with nature. Okay, like we jump, okay, we do paragliding, or we jump from a cliff, and there are some experiences that come up, right? And then there is sexual experience. Like some people believe that sex is a sacred activity, and from there as well we can get something out of that. Okay, because it is related to chemicals and hormones. Okay, and it can release some form of energy. That act can release some form of energy, and which can lead us to trance, some different trance. And then service to others, that is Hatha Yoga in Hindi. When we help people, okay, so what happens, we behind the scenes are meditating. This is what it is believed. Then religious faith, belief is also transcendental needs. We need to have some kind of belief. Then pursuit of science, when we look for extra natural, okay, or extraterrestrial things. Okay, if we want to imagine beyond imagination. So these are transcendence needs. Okay, these are spiritual in nature, mystical in nature. Okay, these are somewhat different from the organic world, materialistic world. This is something there in our thoughts, and which take us to God. Okay, so these needs are those. Now, as we have understood, let us revise the needs that we have completed. Physiological needs: number 1, food, drink, shelter, warmth. Safety needs: health and well-being, financial securities. Love and belongingness, friendship, intimacy. Esteem needs: esteem for oneself, desire for reputation. Cognitive needs: exploration, curiosity, need for meaning. Aesthetic needs: balance, form, appreciation, search for beauty. Self-actualization means self-fulfilling, realizing personal potential, and so on. Transcendental means mystical experience, religious faith, pursuits of science. And now this is the Maslow motivational model. Okay, now kindly look at this. Okay, you'll understand. So we have seen all the needs that we have discussed are there in the triangle, right? It is starting with physiological needs, safety needs, belongingness, esteem needs, cognitive needs, aesthetic needs, self-actualization, and transcendence. So this is the hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy. So it starts with physiological needs, okay, which are the most important and the most desired one. Okay, then there are self needs, then belongingness, esteem, cognitive, aesthetic, self-actualization, transcendence. Okay, and these can be categorized into growth needs and deficiency needs. All these needs can be categorized. So still self-esteem, the needs are called deficiency needs, and above that it is called growth need. So we need to fulfill some or the other, not completely, partially. If even the psychological needs are fulfilled, we can move away to safety needs, and when safety needs are fulfilled, we can move away to belonging and love needs. And if the love needs has been fulfilled, we can go to esteem needs. When esteem needs are fulfilled, we can go to cognitive needs. When cognitive needs are fulfilled, we go to aesthetic needs. When aesthetic needs are partially or completely fulfilled, we go to self-actualization. When self-actualization is realized, then we go to transcendence need. So this is motivational model. Okay, we know by by working we can get money, and then we can get food, shelter, warmth, and everything. And that's why we will get motivated, because we need food, we need shelter, okay, we need sleep, we need sex, we need all that things. And that's why what we do, we start to earn money, because we know once we have money we can get all these things. Okay, so that's what, this is how we are motivated. If we have that belongingness and love needs, so you need to find people, what are their needs. This is the management theory. Okay, if you want somebody to do something, you need to figure out what their needs are and positively convince them and give them positive aspect of that, and to manage that. You might have seen like people who have got insulted, they have a who get insulted, like their self esteem needs starts to diverge. So if you can give them a role, okay, if you can give them something, okay, if you can give them a role, okay, which is full of self esteem, they will happily come to you. Okay, once the cognitive needs are fulfilled, this is what according to Maslow's. Okay, in practical life this may be applicable and may not be applicable, but this works. Okay, let me tell you, because if you apply the common sense, we'll understand like this is somehow this works. And then there is cognitive needs. Okay, when the cognitive needs are fulfilled, we can go for aesthetic needs. Okay, look, if somebody is hungry for knowledge, and if you have a position for knowledge where the people will have to work with knowledge, and in its way you are helping him or yourself as well, then you can definitely go and give him or her the post, right? So this is how the motivation level is there. Okay, so now let us understand some insights. Okay, so this is basically Maslow's hierarchy, is basically a motivational theory. Okay, and human beings are motivated by hierarchy needs. Please keep that in mind. We are all motivated by these hierarchies. If we need food, we will do anything for that, and that's why it is a motivation. And then more basic needs must be more or less met rather than all or none. So this is important. It is not like that, like we like suppose if we have food and food and warmth, okay, then it is sure that like if it is if we have to if we somehow cannot have meal for 3 time, if we somehow can have meal for 2 time or 1 time, it is also enough. So it is also enough, and that means it is, even if it is partially filled, partially required, or partially got, then also the need is considered full. Okay, so this is what is saying. More basic needs must be more or less met, and then orders are not rigid but may be flexible based on individual differences. And this is again, there is exception. The need model, the order that we have seen, it is flexible and it varies from individual to individual. For me, food is important. For me, sleep is important. Even that aesthetic, I do not want to watch beauty, I want to sleep. So sleep is important, and then the aesthetic need will decrease. Okay, or aesthetic need, the order will change. Progress is disrupted. Most behavior is progress is disrupted by failure to meet lower level needs. Okay, when lower level needs are not fulfilled, then what happens? If the lower level needs are not fulfilled, what happens? It is our progress is disrupted. Okay, and life experience like divorce or loss of job may cause individual to fluctuate between levels of hierarchy. This is important. If there is a loss, okay, if there is a job loss or divorce, then we might get down towards the lower thing, or might we can fluctuate, our needs will fluctuate. Okay, So we, as far as what I'm saying, if we have belonging and love needs are fulfilled, if these needs are fulfilled, we'll go for esteem needs. If esteem needs are fulfilled, we'll go for cognitive needs. Okay, and if there is divorce and something like that, then we might fluctuate. We might come to safety needs, belonging needs. Even if we are at aesthetic needs level, we might come down to esteem needs or probably safety needs. Okay, it depends on the situation. Okay, so this was the Maslow's motivational model or hierarchy. Okay, and this is important. Like, we need to first gauge where the people is, where the student is, or where the teacher is, where the community is going, and then we give them something that is going to satisfy that need, and this will motivate. Okay, like, students have psychological needs fulfilled, they have sleep, they have food, and that is catered by parents, and they have safety needs. Okay, they have belongingness and love need, and esteem needs are required. Esteem needs are important, particularly the second part, that is desire for self-respect and reputation is high in children and adolescents, according to Maslow. And that this is how we can manage students, and that is why we make some student the captain of the class or monitor of the class, or we change the role. Okay, this head and that head. Okay, so this is how we motivate students to study. This is how we motivate teacher to teach. This is how we motivate an organization to work. Okay, so this was the Maslow's motivation model. So before going that, we have seen before going further, we have seen two categories: deficiency needs and growth needs. And if you can look here, deficiency needs are till cognitive needs, and from cognitive needs to transcendental needs are growth needs. So let us understand. Deficiency needs arise due to deprivation and are said to motivate people when unmet. So deficiency needs are, why it is called deficiency needs? These are arise due to deprivation. Okay, when we do not have food, and that's why the need would arise. That is what it is saying. Okay, and motivation becomes stronger the longer duration they are denied. Like this, as I've told you in the very beginning, like when we do not have food for a month, what happens? The desire of having food will diverge, it will plunge, it will become humongous. Okay, similarly, sex, sleep, okay, warmth. Okay, so these are such kind of needs where deprivation are said to motivate people, okay, when it is unmet. And then there is growth need. So growth need does not originate from lack of something. Okay, it is from desire to grow as a person. Okay, it is from desire to grow as a person. So what happens here is, when these growth needs are not like required for survival, okay, we may somehow can be happy if we do not have growth needs, but deficiency needs become mandatory. Okay, because if it is unmet, then there is a need arise automatically. If we are hungry, okay, then there is a need that will instinctively arrive. Okay, but it doesn't happen with growth needs. It doesn't happen with growth need. Okay, because this is something from a desire. There is a need and desire, there is a difference. So deficiency needs are all about needs, whereas desire is something that is away from needs. It is our wish. And once these needs have been satisfied, one can attain self-actualization. When growth needs are attained, we can think for self-actualization. And everybody is capable, okay, and has a desire to go higher in the hierarchy. But at the same time, everybody can go higher in the hierarchy and has a desire to go higher. Okay, capable, and all they have the desire as well to go higher in the hierarchy. Now we shall move to the next theory, that is Douglas McGregor XY theory. Again, this is management theory, how to motivate people, how to take work from people, how to manage employees, okay, or how to manage students, how to manage an organization, how to manage a work. Okay, so this is how to manage the work. This is all about which has been explained in Douglas McGregor theory. So let us understand. So what this theory is about? It suggests two aspects of human behavior at work. So it is again related to psychology. It is going to suggest two human behavior. Number one is, we will understand, okay, and two different views of individuals. One is negative and other one is positive. Okay, so it is going to tell us about how people behave at work, okay, and how individuals' perspective is different, and which can be negative and positive. And this is all about managers' belief, okay, about what motivates people can affect their management style. So it is an assumption how the employees are, working, what is their thought process, and based on that thought process, managers, try to influence them in such order that they do the desired work. Okay, so there is a X model, X theory and Y theory, and the X one we will see there is a negative viewpoint and there is a positive viewpoint. There is an optimistic viewpoint, there is a pessimistic viewpoint. Okay, so we'll look at the theory X and Y, and then the assumptions that the manager have before applying whether X theory or Y theory. Okay, now let us understand. The theory X is a negative theory. Now what the manager understand here about their employees is that the employees are naturally unmotivated and they do not like to work. Okay, this is a pessimist view, and here what happens, they believe that the team members must be rewarded, prompted and punished constantly to complete the task, and appraisals and remuneration are used to control the staff. Again, it has several tiers of manager or survivors to oversee and direct workers. Okay, control remains centrally formed. So this is what theory X have. Okay, so as we have understood, it's a theory, okay, to understand the perspective of the employees, and based on that perspective there can be two categories. One is negative and positive, and negative has its own functions, positive has its own functions, and based on that the managers do something. So we'll understand the assumption and what managers does. Okay, so it's a pessimistic view, theory X. Okay, it is from the assumption, that the employees or the workers are naturally unmotivated and they do not like to work. Okay, here the control is centralized and a lot of appraisals and remunerations are given to the employees to carry out work. Okay, and there are several tier of managers or supervisor to oversee and direct the workers. For every team there is a manager. And what else happens? Managers are authoritative, okay, and they try to intervene, okay, to get things done. But these days big organization may use theory X, but because there is a large number of employees and deadlines, and that's why they might use this approach, negative approach. Okay, but it is not in fashion right now. Now what are the assumptions? Okay, what are the assumptions that are made by employees, okay, to understand this theory, to implement theory X? So what are the assumptions? They assume that employees dislike their work. Okay, employees are naturally unmotivated and they need guidance. Employees need guidance at every step. They have to be forced, okay, controlled and threatened to deliver work, and they avoid responsibility and needs constant supervision. They have no ambition, okay, and that's why need rewards to stimulate the zeal to achieve goals. So this is what the assumptions are made. These are the assumptions, or these are the perspective of the employees that is being taken by, being understood by the manager, and then they likewise do all these things. Okay, so this was the thing in theory X. what managers would do. They will supervise, they will intervene, they are authoritative. There are n numbers of appraisals and remunerations. Okay, controls remains centralized firmly. And then there is theory Y. So this is a positive theory. Okay, here the managers have a positive opinion about their employees. This is decentralized and participatory management style. So this is decentralized. Unlike in theory X, which was centralized, it is decentralized. The power has been distributed. Okay, again, trust and more collaborative relation between managers and their team. There is a trust and there is a collaboration between manager and team. Have greater responsibility. Okay, and managers encourage them to develop skills and suggest improvements. So employees would have greater sense of responsibility. Managers do not intervene or authoritative. Managers do not command. Instead, they encourage them to develop skills. Okay, appraisals are there and are constant as well, but to open communication instead of control staff. And then frequent opportunities for promotion. This is superior to theory X. Okay, which makes the worker cogs in machine and might demotivate people in long run. Okay, and it is more popular among organizations. Then what are the assumptions for this theory? What are the assumptions for this theory? What are the assumptions? Assumptions are employees will be more involved in decision making. They are self-motivated to complete the task. They see work as challenging and fulfilling. They solve problems creatively. Okay, they have their own initiative, lead little direction, and seek and accept responsibility, willing to take ownership of their work. So basically what this theory tells, okay, if the employees are behaving in this manner, then apply theory Y. Okay, and if the employees are behaving in this manner, like they are disliking their work, needs to be guided, employees need to be guided every step and all that, then you need to apply the theory X. So same thing happens with students. Like teacher can make some assumptions about the students, like whether they will go with theory X and theory Y. And there are plenty of theories as such. Okay, so we will revise the things, but before that I'll share the feedback form. So please fill that, and please fill the feedback form, and then meanwhile I'll be revising the things. Okay, so I have shared the link of the feedback form in the chat window itself. You can go and check it out, and you can share this with your friends and groups. Okay, it will be there on the, not feedback form, I'm talking about the live video. It will be there on the YouTube. You can come anytime and watch. Okay, so the feedback link has been shared there. So meanwhile we revise the things up. Okay, so all these two theories are for motivating people. We need to understand what kind of change we need to apply. Okay, so that we can motivate people in order to get something done from themselves, for their benefit, or probably for mutual benefit. Okay, so I have shared the feedback form, so you can check there. You can go and submit, and we'll be giving you the certificates at the end of the webinars. Okay, and there is a requirement for that, that is the feedback form. So kindly fill the feedback form, and so that we And tomorrow is another webinar, and that is for literature student, but anybody can come and join, because again that poetry is motivational. So as I've already told you, all these series are motivational webinar series. And so let us go back and revise once again, like what are things that we have done. And I request everybody to fill the feedback form. Okay, and this is one of the requirements for the certificates to be issued. And please fill the name in the certificates, in the feedback form, as you wish to be published in the certificates. And so meanwhile we'll revise the things, okay, and try to understand. So we started with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it was a quite interesting topic. Okay, so Maslow has categorized few needs into deficiency needs and growth needs, and he also believes that once the lower level needs are fulfilled, even though partially, then what is going to happen is we will move to the higher level of needs, and this motivates us. If we are in need of self-esteem, so we'll look for things that will give us self-esteem. So there is a motivation hidden. So we can do anything for that probably, right? So if you get motivated by running a YouTube channel, then we'll do that. Okay. So this is how things are things are considered. And please fill the feedback form. So the first kind of need was physiological needs. This is the need for survival, like food, drink, shelter, warmth, sleep, sex. And then safety needs. Safety needs are security and safety. Okay, these are psychological needs, like emotional security, financial security, if there is law and order, property is there, school, business, medical care, all these are safety needs. Then love and belongingness need, intimacy, acceptance, relationship, friendship. Okay, and then esteem needs. There is esteem for oneself, and there is desire for reputation, for respect. Okay, and that includes dignity, mastery, achievement, status, prestige, all that. And cognitive needs are the next one, which includes exploration, curiosity, need for meaning, predictability. Then there is aesthetic needs, appreciation of beauty. Okay, and then self-actualization needs. Okay, when we have realized that we have reached the zeniths of our career, of our desire, and this is that. And then we starts to become mystical. Okay, we try to get spiritual. Okay, so we have achieved everything in our materialistic life. Now we start to desire to achieve in spiritualistic world. So this is transcendence needs, and this is how the hierarchy goes. Psychological needs are the most important and have the biggest interest, have the biggest value. Okay, then there is safety needs, belongingness, esteem, transcendent, self-actualization, aesthetic, cognitive, esteem. Okay, all these are hierarchies. So one must be partially completed. Okay, and it deviates from individual to individual, the order I'm talking about. Okay, so there are deficiency needs and growth needs. So it is, human beings are motivated by hierarchy needs. We have already seen, we are hungry, we'll need someone to give us food. Okay, and that's why we start to earn, because we know if we have money we can buy food. And then there is deficiency needs. Deficiency needs arise due to deprivation. Okay, it is not due to desire, it is instinctive. And then growth needs, it arises from the desire to grow as a person. Okay, then Douglas McGregor theory, there are two aspects, theory X and theory Y. Theory X can be applied when manager thinks that their employees needs to be guided every step, dislike their work. Okay, they avoid responsibility, they do not have any ambition. Okay, whereas the positive theory, that is theory Y, it can be applied where the when the employees are more involved decision making, they are self motivated, sees work as a challenge, solve problems creatively, have their own initiative, need little direction. In theory, why what happens, there is a decentralization, there is a equal distribution, you can say, of power, whereas in X there is centralization of theory. Okay, managers do not intervene much in theory Y, but in theory X manager intervene. Okay, manager authoritative, okay, in X, but in Y managers are collaborative, they have a trust. Okay, there are appraisals, but in theory X the appraisals is for carrying out the work, where it is not for carrying out the work but to encourage open communication. Okay, so yes, now we have completed officially, and I want everyone to fill the feedback form, and so, and we'll be closing the session soon. So I request everyone to fill the feedback form, those who are watching, and because this is one of the requirements. Okay. And yes, thank you so much. The feedback forms will be here, so you can fill it when you wish to fill it. Okay, and meanwhile we'll be closing the session, and I want to thank everybody to joining the session. So if you like poetry, you can come back tomorrow and we'll be doing that. And if there is a change in venue, I'll let you know. We have a Facebook page and we also do there. Okay, so by today evening you'll be notified through emails, okay, where the venue is changed or not, or where the venue is. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. Have a wonderful day, and please fill the feedback form, and I'll once again share the feedback form so you can fill it. Okay, or if you wish you can comment also. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. We will meet in the next session. Thank you so much.